The Q&A series with NightFury Studios continues with a brand new set of questions. Welcome to the fourth entry of the NightFury Studios Q&A, where I answer some of your burning questions. Remember to leave any questions you have in this video to have your chance featured in a future Q&A. Now with that out of the way, let's get on to the video. What if the LEGO Ninjago movie never existed? Oh, I'm sure some fans would love to live in that universe. Let's see, the ninja's designs likely would stay the same. We'd probably have Lloyd still be voiced by Sam Vincent. Maybe a bit of variation to his face to symbolize his maturity.
Nice.
Overall, I think the aesthetic of the show, more specifically the ninja's designs, wouldn't change as drastically. At most, I can see the angles of their faces getting a similar treatment like the supporting characters. In terms of where the series would have gone after Season 7, I honestly don't see any story differentiation. I think Seasons 8 through Dragon's Rising would have stayed the same. Onto the LEGO Movie side of things, I'm sure the LEGO Movie 2 would have likely had an earlier release date, and without the LEGO Ninjago movie's underperformance, I'm sure the poor reception of the LEGO Movie 2 wouldn't have been enough to put future projects like the Billion Brick Race or LEGO Super Friends in jeopardy, considering that in this reality, the poor box office results of the LEGO Ninjago movie and the LEGO Movie 2 were the primary reasons why the Billion Brick Race was cancelled and had a lot of planned movies that are put on standby indefinitely. Let's say that there was still a LEGO Ninjago movie, just not the one we got. I'm sure they would have followed their original concept where the ninja go back in time to prevent the Great Devourer from biting Garmadon and turning him into a four-armed warlord. Apparently they were well into that story with concept art and some deleted scenes. Unfortunately, the development team wasn't satisfied with that version, so the movie was delayed until we ended up with the final version. It's a shame we didn't get to see the time travel story, but if we did, I'm sure the fanbase would have been way less divisive, but alas. Are you excited for Kung Fu Panda 4? A part of me is excited. I'm curious to see how it's going to turn out. But another part of me is thinking, do we really need this? I love Po, Shifu, Oogway, Tigress, and the rest of the five. And the premise seems interesting to have Tai Lung, Shen, and Kai returning, but are under the control of the Chameleon, who's voiced by Viola Davis? Man, that sounds great. I saw a bit of the reviews, spoiler-free of course, saying that it was good, but might be the weakest entry, and then you got some haters saying that,
oh, it was painfully mad or terrible.
So, I'm planning on seeing it as of the recording of this video, which is March 29th, so I'm sure I'll do an overlay where I'm re-recording this line saying, yes, I saw it. Let's hope it doesn't get the same kind of flack that Toy Story 4 got. But since I love the original Kung Fu Panda trilogy, I'm confident that the fourth one will have a powerful message as well. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Besides, who the hell doesn't love more Jack Black? Hi, so I just watched Kung Fu Panda 4 on March 30th. Now I can give you guys my thoughts on the movie. Overall, I had a good time with it. I agree with the general consensus that it might be the weakest of all the four Kung Fu Panda movies, but its humor and action were still on par with the original trilogy. I will say the biggest gripes I have with the movie is that the ending felt pretty choppy, and the Chameleon was an okay villain. I love Viola Davis. She was excellent in her role, and her shapeshifting, especially into her giant kaiju form, was creepy in the best way, but as a character, her motivations were pretty lackluster, especially when compared to the likes of Tai Lung, Lord Shen, and Kai. But sometimes I'm okay with villains who are evil for evil's sake. Not everyone has to have a heart of gold deep down. And the dynamic between Po and Jen, it was good, and Awkwafina was great in her role. I just wish there was a lot more to it, and the whole Dragon Warrior Succession plotpoint could have been handled better, or maybe put more emphasis on it, or maybe explored in a more dramatic way. But anyway, I still love Jack Black. He is excellent. Jack Black can do no wrong. He is really good. You could show up on set for a recording booth completely drunk and you wouldn't even know the difference. His energy is super contagious. I love it. Po feels like Po. He still feels comically inept, and Jack Black really sells it. Despite the movie's simplicity, I still appreciated its message of change and moving forward in the next stage of your life. I'm sure if it was 2 hours long instead of 94 minutes, the emotional and dramatic moments would have landed better. So overall, probably my least favorite of the Kung Fu Panda movies, but I still had fun with it. So I'm excited to see where the series goes from there. Goals for 2024? Yes, a lot of goals. A personal goal of mine is to attend graduate school by this year. Another one is to write a novel or a short screenplay. I'm aiming to get my MFA in screenwriting or any creative writing. I also have that Pixel fanfiction that I outlined a year ago, so it's time to continue writing it. Funny thing is, while I was mapping out the Pixel fanfiction, I also had ideas for a story involving Skylar and the Elemental Masters, as well as a World War Z type of novel that chronicles the ninja's search for Wu in the form of a diary. I call it The Search for Wu, totally not ripping off the Search for Spock title. Since all 3 stories take place between the 1-year time gap between season 7 and 8, once they're off the ground, I hope LEGO hires me. I guess that's a segue into my YouTube goals. Regarding those goals, I'm not expecting to get a diamond play button anytime soon. I'm hoping to reach about 5,000 by the end of the year, which means that the next videos I put out need to be S tier. And I have ideas for multiple digital designs on Photoshop. I also have an idea regarding Way of the Departed. You know, that unfinished story made by Tommy? Yeah, I have some ideas on that. I hope to make some more what if videos. I promised that in my last Q&A video, but this year I have an entire list of what if ideas. There are Ninjago what if ideas obviously, but I have one for John Wick, as well as some stuff for Star Wars, Star Trek, and Marvel, and some crossovers. All I need to do is just write them freaking down. All in all, just keep growing as a YouTuber and making the best videos I possibly can. I might probably just turn my channel into a I might just turn my channel from a speculation channel. I might just change myself from a speculation channel to a storytelling channel. I might just go from a speculation channel to a storytelling channel where I get to make as much fanfiction as I want. I have a lot of goals. All I have to do is just sit down and achieve them. What if Transformers and Ninjago had a crossover? Wow, that's an interesting crossover. I could totally see the ninja donning their mechs and going to town with the Autobots and the Decepticons. That would probably make for a cool what if video in the future. Can you do a timeline about just Sensei Dareth? Perhaps. Or I could just do an updated timeline later this year and make sure Dareth gets more mentions if he didn't get any in the current timeline video. Have you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? If you're referring to the live-action Netflix show, I started the first 2 episodes. I haven't finished the series as a whole yet, but so far, it's alright. It's definitely leagues better than M. Night Shyamalan's version, but as a whole, it has yet to win me over. I'll finish it eventually, but it's not on the top of my list right now. I prefer the original Nickelodeon show over any live-action remake. No live-action remake can surpass the original animated series. The Avatar: Last Airbender animated show is peak. It's the GOAT. It's goated. It's S tier. I'm sure if Disney got the rights to the Avatar IP, then I'm sure their remakes would be, Can you do a what if the Overlord won in Crystalized video? Oh, I will. Like I've said earlier, I have a list of what if ideas, and the Overlord winning in Crystalized is on that list. All in due time. And those were all the questions that I've got. So if I missed your question, I'm incredibly sorry. Remember, make sure to leave any questions in the comments below for a chance to have it answered in the next Q&A video, which I'm hoping to do a live stream of. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, then be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and follow me on Instagram and X. As always, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye! I might just go from a speculation channel to a storytelling I might just go from a channel... What's that? I might just go from a speculation channel to a storytelling... God, I can't... Motherfucker. I might just go from a speculation channel to a storytelling channel... I can't do it.